All right, welcome to Newsline. If you've just tuned in, you're watching the program on the network service of the NTA. Now, remember the saying that Moses could see the promised land but never entered it. Now, this reminds me of journalists who covered the military but never joined. Now, our correspondent, Najatu Tijani, has been reporting the Nigerian Air Force for many years, yet she hasn't really taken the leap herself. Daunted by the grueling selection process and, of course, the intense mental and physical challenges. But in this report, Najatu bravely takes us behind the scenes to reveal the sacrifices and determination that forged the men and women defending our nation's skies and territorial integrity. Now, this exclusive journey, only on the NTA, sheds light on the true heroes of the Nigerian Air Force.
Yes, sir.
In the scorching heat of Kaduna, Nigeria, a group of young candidates are gathering at the Nigerian Air Force Base, ready to embark on a journey that will push them to their limits. They are about to undergo the rigorous recruitment process, a test of physical and mental endurance which will separate the elite few from the rest.
Yes, sir.
Recruiting for excellence is the NAF's motive here.
So depending on which field in the Air Force a candidate is applying, there are those who we take just purely based on their skill level, hand skills. And then there are those that will take based on national diploma in specific fields. Those are the tradesmen and women. So those non-trades are going to be, when they come into the Air Force, we will now take them and train them in the area we want them to work. But the tradesmen, they are already coming with a particular skill, so we only develop it for them.
What's your serial number? What's your number?
As these young ones begin the grueling selection process, only the best will make the cut, and the stakes are high.
The Air Force is, particular about ensuring that its criteria is met before anybody is taken in.
Because the Air Force needs able-bodied men.
We need able-bodied men, and we need to be sure that person who is coming actually merits to be into the Nigerian Air Force.
But it's not just about physical strength. The Nigerian Air Force is also seeking individuals with exceptional skills, strategic thinkers, and problem solvers. That was no easy climb. There's a reason why one has to be a certain age and in certain physical condition to qualify to be a Nigerian Air Force personnel or to join the Nigerian military. Physical endurance is only half of the test, as there are many more to go, and the final one is the medical.
So we examine full examination. The doctors conduct full physical examination on the candidate to make sure the candidate doesn't have any surgical or congenital problem that will make him inefficient when he's in the service.
Like if I join, I want to apply for medical.
Blessing is one of the candidates who is hopeful of passing her medicals to get a much coveted space as an airwoman, administering to the security and healthcare needs of Nigerians.
I apply for medical because I want to be assisting people, those who are not too well. I want to be assisting them, be treating them.
She says she is willing, able and ready to tackle whatever challenges may come her way. Their journey is a testament to the NAF's commitment to select, train and excel. They are being recruited for excellence with the hope that they will rise to the challenge.
That wasn't an easy climb indeed, but it's impressive how you managed to hop onto the truck and also able to do your stand-up voice narration. It's not all the time that we see such heroic, journalistic efforts, but don't mind me. Well done, that was great. So a chapter has just closed in Katsina State. Now it's one that's marked by dedication and outstanding leadership. Mohammed Umaru, the Comptroller of Nigeria Customs, has wrapped up an impressive 35-year career. As the 32nd Controller of the Katsina Area Command, Umaru didn't just excel in his role, he also deeply connected with his community, earning several traditional titles along the way. Now, our correspondent Suleiman Kodogi was there to capture the heartfelt moment of this very significant farewell for Newsline.
Just like yesterday, Controller Muhammad Omar, who graduated from the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, joined the Nigerian Customs Service in 1989 as Assistant Superintendent of Customs, has today joined the League of Retirees or Senior Citizens. And with extensive experience in various customs formations, units and departments, he served in numerous places and held positions throughout his career, which today has become history. While showering encomiums on the retiring customs officer, friends, heads of security agencies in the state, and indeed other personalities describing as an repository of customs knowledge and an embodiment of humility.
Chikali had always been an achiever. He came, he saw, I would say, he conquered.
We are very proud of him. He has contributed a lot to the Emirate and to the nation as a whole.
He's a fantastic officer. I know his character and what he can do and what he cannot do.
The celebrant that is retiring today is a good team player. He has been very resourceful to the security meeting we have been having. For you to have served gloriously and you've reached the exalted retirement age of 35 years, it calls for joy, it calls for celebration and for prayers.
Somebody who is upright, somebody who is ready to listen, somebody who is ready to cooperate with you when there's a problem.
A man of dedication, a man that has a good leadership.
For family members, it is the beginning of a new chapter in life.
We are happy. We are happy that the service has come to an end in good colors.
It's been an amazing journey. I will just say Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah for everything.
It's not just the end of an era, but the beginning of a new one. He's going to start a new life, and we'll have more time to spend with him.
The celebrant, retiring Controller Muhammad Omar, gives gratitude to Almighty Allah for His grace upon his life and the support of the Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adeni, as well as his management team, friends and family members for their unwavering support and cooperation.
It has not been easy. I've spent sleepless nights while as a controller of customs in Katsina State. And you cannot sleep because you are waiting for red alert, security alert. They're attacking your officers. You can't sleep. But thank God, up till this time, none of my unit has been attacked. I was a absentee father. Everything is from on telephone. But now I'm going to be fully dedicated to the family and the business.
Controller Muhammad also attended several training courses within and outside the country, even as he received many awards and traditional titles.
And indeed, I like the expectation of the daughter. Hopefully, Daddy will now have more time for the children and, of course, for mommy. Now, staying true to one of its values, which is building creative professional of global relevance, Madhouse by Tikera Africa, an innovative incubator for creatives located at the University of Lagos, has engaged some creatives who went through its first ever lens-based incubation program. And Ingeno John Adams, who covered the demonstration day, reports that Egbayelo Raffle emerged winner of a seed fund of $10,000 after intense pitching by participants.
An iconic structure, indeed a masterpiece as far as creativity is concerned, made with about 26 containers. It is called the Mad House, which means making a difference house.
We've seen that there are a lot of creatives who are very, very energetic, they are passionate, but there has been a gap between turning their ideas into products and then products into industries. And what Nigeria needs today are creative minds that are providing solutions to our national problems.
The Mad House is indeed making a difference through these creative minds who underwent several incubation processes and came out with fascinating business ideas.
What is very good?
Virgo is an acronym for virtue.
This pitching session is for each creative to convince the judges on why he or she should be the winner of the seed fund of $10,000 to be given by Madhouse.
I'm impressed at the different directions they're coming from. And I'm also impressed by the work that has been done by the Madhouse.
After intense pitching, Egbayelo Raphael, founder of Africa Hub, a platform that offers Afrocentric content for people in all sectors to tell the African story with ease, won the prize.
I want to say a very big thank you first to Mr. Bayo Moboriowo for making it possible for us to, go through these experiences. It was a 3-month intensive class. We had series of, facilitators come in and out, to teach us not even technical skills, but entrepreneurial skills on how we can turn our passion into business.
The program, being the maiden edition, attracted 1,000 applicants from 15 countries. 375 creatives were shortlisted and 20 finalists emerged.
I was actually taken aback by the acronym Madhouse, but now I know it's not really Madhouse, but making a difference house. Well done. Now, the Holy Trinity Anglican Church in Chiaeleme witnessed the gathering of family members, colleagues, friends, and associates of King Godwin Bebe Okpabi as he offered sacrifice of praise and worship to the Almighty God. Now, his thanksgiving is in appreciation, according to him, to God for the River State High Court order staying the execution of his 2-month committal to the Correctional Center for alleged contempt. Here's Kingsley Amajuri with this report.
Paramount ruler of Ogale, King Godwin Bebe Okpabi, his family and friends are in the presence of God Almighty to appreciate him for intervention that led to the stay of execution of his committal to 2 months in Correctional Center. This followed issues that arose from a River State High Court judgment over the disputed on-air Nchia stool. This Thanksgiving service is in fulfillment of his vow to God.
I promise God that if he gets me out of this conspiracy, that I will do just this.
Lord, the whole family and friends that come to thank you on his behalf on this altar prayer. Lord, bless them also.
Bishop, Diocese of Niger Delta North, represented, took his sermon from 2 Samuel 6:14-21 and lauded the king for keeping the vow he made before God. He said the sacrifice of praise and worship is a sure way to attracting more blessings.
We gathered here because King Bebe asked us to come, that he might fulfill the vow he has made unto the Lord. I ask you again, you accompany the king. The vows you made unto the Lord. You watching me, have you fulfilled your vows?
Kingship is given by God. I am humbled by the enormous power of God. Thank God that the same judge I've seen risen, and then he has stayed his judgment of the 16th May. The whole idea is for these impostors to keep me away and begin to blackmail me.
Friends, associates and members of Nchia Council of Chiefs at the reception were full of gratitude to God for seeing King Okpabi through his trying times.
Not my wish that any of our traditional rulers, for whatever reason, go through this ordeal where you have to be taken to court and you are, committed for contempt. Of course, we must always find a way to reconcile.
He has fulfilled that promise he made to God by giving thanksgiving to God for giving him victory. We are very happy.
Dignitaries who pledged solidarity with the king prayed for peaceful resolution of the tussle over the disputed stool.
There's still more on the line tonight, but please don't go away. We'll be back after these commercials. Welcome back to the program. It's Newsline on the network service. Now, loving the wrong person is self-harm, and sadly, it seldom resonates when you are deeply in love. Yet the emotional and psychological damage can be profound, often ending in great pain. Now, this painful truth captures the essence of our next report. It involves a 25-year-old Hosseina Sani, who is a 400-level undergraduate of IBB University in the Pai, Niger State. Now, Hosseina's life took a tragic turn when she was allegedly assaulted by her ex-boyfriend, 26-year-old Mohammed Abba Yahya, leaving her partially blind. Our correspondent Mukhtar Wowo captured the heartbreaking details of this love story that went terribly wrong.
People indulge in mutual relationships like the one engaged in by 25-year-old Hussein Sani and 26-year-old Muhammad Abba Yahya. From these images, Husseina previously lived a happy life full of excitement. Today, the happy-looking university undergraduate is miserable after a brutal assault by her 26-year-old ex-boyfriend, Muhammad Abba Yahya, on the 29th of June this year at about 9 o'clock in the night in Tungangoro area of Chanchago in Mina, result in partial blindness. According to Husseina, she had broken up with Muhammad about a year ago. But on the fateful day, Muhammad Abba Yahya had asked her if she was the person somebody drove from a car he cited. Her answer in the affirmative resulted in assault, punches, and violent attacks on her face from the ex-boyfriend.
I say, yes, what happened? The next thing he did was slap me. And then he was trying to collect my phone, so I dragged the phone with him. Then he nodded me, then I left the phone. I was about crossing, then he held my hand and started dragging me to a place that there is nobody there. So when we reached that place, the next thing he just gave me blow on my eyebrow. I felt there was something on his hand, but I didn't know what exactly it was. So I fell down on the ground. He even wanted coming up again to beat me.
She adds that he waylaid her on the way to reporting the assaults to his parents.
He was behind me. Then he gave me blow on the second eye, the other eye. So I reached the house, then the mom saw me, then the sisters, we went to IBB, they stitched the eye. Before it was just this one I was using to see, but now it's bloody.
Husseina's mother, who said she had a sleepless night imagining what happened to her daughter as she did not return home that fateful night, expressed disappointment over the attitude of the parents of her daughter's ex-boyfriend for not reporting the incident to her after taking her to the hospital. She then reported the matter to the police.
Assuming the father was able to agree with me initially when we went to police station, when I told the father, you and I, let's join hands together so that this boy should be disciplined, maybe the issue wouldn't have even come up like this.
The ex-boyfriend was, however, arrested and charged to a magistrate court in Mina on a one-count charge of causing grievous hurt without provocations. The accused ex-boyfriend was granted bail by the magistrate after he spent about 2 weeks in the correctional center. The prosecution, who spoke off camera, says he did not object to the bail application, as the counsel holding brief for the complainant informed him that his client was contacted by the accused parents for settlement. This assertion, the victim's mother denied.
Nobody come to me about settlement.
While the presiding magistrate, Samira Wambai, adjourned the case to the 15th of August 2024 for the commencement of hearing, the victim and her mother solicit the support of relevant human rights organizations and authorities to get justice.
Granting him bail is as if we are just starting, but I want justice for my daughter because I am a widow. For the past 20 years, I refuse to remarry because to bring up my children. They should know what it takes to a single mother.
This is the second time he's doing it to me.
All efforts to speak with the accused person were unsuccessful. Husseina is partially blind and had to drop out of school. Is this a case of love?
Very emotional there. And I think I should just emphasize that in this jet age, love is no longer blind. It has eyes and ears. So please look before you leap. Now, many people have proven that there is incredible ability in disability and have gone ahead to take on important roles in making impactful decisions. Now, that's precisely why it's so disheartening to hear that discrimination of people living with disabilities still exists in our society today. Now, take the story of Aisha Aminu, a 24-year-old visually impaired nurse, for example. Now, despite her qualifications and determination, she was reportedly denied a job by a federal tertiary health institution just simply because of her condition. Now, our next story has sparked outrage on social media, and to get to the bottom of this, our correspondent Fatima Aliyu had to travel to Bida in Niger State to bring us the full story behind this very troubling allegation.
At first glance, one may not notice that Aisha Aminu, a native of Bida, Niger State, has any form of disability. Aisha, just 24, was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa, a rare genetic disorder that caused irreversible vision loss during her second year at the Niger State College of Science and School of Nursing, Bida, in 2017. She had suffered from short-sightedness in both her primary and secondary school days.
At 2019, the vision gets much declined, which I had to take permission to go to National Eye Center, Kaduna. I graduated 2022, still with my visual impairment. Just because of my passion for the nursing profession, I engaged myself as a volunteer in one of the primary health care, Kangimaku. I still have about 20-25% of my vision. So it's not that I am totally blind.
However, the alleged incidents of injustice and discrimination started after the Federal Medical Center Bida, a tertiary health institution, withdrew Aisha's letter of employment just a few days after she was offered an opportunity to serve as a nurse following her performance during CBT examination organized by the institution for new intakes.
I was called from the admin to come along with all my credentials. Then he checked through and removed the appointment letter.
Contrary to reports that was going round, the hospital management speaks.
It was on day one of her assuming duty that it was observed that she could not perform the basic duties of a nurse that she was employed for, and was requested to undertake a medical examination, and the outcome of that process indicated that she is unfit to practice as a nurse on account of visual impairment. It is on the basis of this and in the interest of service delivery to our patients that her appointment was withdrawn. The management is not ready to risk the lives of our patients, especially when it has become obvious that this person will not be able to carry out basic nursing practices. So it's not a matter of discrimination at all.
Although Aisha admitted receiving aid during the requirement process, she pleads with the management of the health institution to give her an opportunity to serve in other categories of the profession.
Since there are no available technology installed in those systems, I choose to use human aid. Though it wasn't indicated in my CV that I am physically challenged, my passion for nursing is to serve humanity, and which I am willing to serve humanity with my voice and mind. Actually, I can give health talk to pregnant women and postnatal women. I can also give health talk during ophthalmic services.
If today there is a vacancy in the hospital and Aisha Aminu can fit in, I'm very sure that she'll be considered. So it's not a matter of FMC Bida saying that she's not employable. No, that is not it. It's the fact that she is not fit to practice for the position she was offered.
With every step forward, Aisha proves that vision is not just about sight, but about the courage to see beyond impossible and make the possible a reality.
Thank you, Fatima, and I'm sure that Newsline will stay on this story and bring you updates on this Aisha's status. But let me take you from Bida to a quiet neighborhood in Oka, Anambra State, where a mother's heart-wrenching plea for help is echoing through her community. Now, Eukaria Okbalan-Nadi is living a nightmare as she battles against the man she once loved and trusted to protect her family. Her husband, Magnus Okbalan-Nadi, is accused of abusing their 3-year-old teenage daughter. Correspondent Chinyere Okoye reports that Eukaria's plight is one of betrayal, bravery, and a desperate cry for justice.
Narrating her ordeal to journalists in Awka, the Anambra State capital, Mrs. Eukaria Okbalan-Nadi alleged that when the little girl began to complain of her father's questionable act, she swept it under the carpet until it got to a point the little girl's private part became reddish, and she took her to the hospital where the medical experts confirmed she has been defied and a lot of damage already done.
Later, I told him to bring money for treatment, but the child bomb was smelling. So he bring money. I went and buy the tube and started rubbing her. And I even boiled St. Leaf and the glove. Let her sit on it. The thing is, 2 weeks again, this man repeated this thing again.
The mother of 5 children, 4 daughters, and a son, who is the victim's twin brother, also said she has been married to the 62-year-old suspect, Mr. Okbalan-Nadi Magnus Odideka, also known as Churchman, who hails from Ashina for 25 years now, adding that her husband is wicked and his questionable attitude became worse since he joined the leadership of touts in Onitsha, Anambra State.
He's a hard man and he's a smoker. If he's not arrested, he will kill me. He would like to see me, kill me, and kill the child and kill himself. The bloggers that are using this case to fetch money, you people cannot see me. You better stop it, because where I am, I'm okay there. And our honorable is taking care of the case very well.
The Anambra State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Ify Obinabo, also used the medium to warn perpetrators and purveyors of fake news.
We are doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. We've done it not once, not twice, not 3 times. What are we here for? This administration is solution administration. Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo will always give her justice.
Meanwhile, the federal government, through the Ministry of Women Affairs, headed by Mrs. Uju Kennedy Ohanenye, has placed 1 million naira bounty on the suspect, who is at large.
What a sad story. All right, let's go for another commercial break. When we come back, we have more on the line. This is Newsline. Now, gender-based violence continues to leave a trail of tears, pain, and sorrow in our society. And the statistics are not just in numbers, they represent real lives shattered. But most devastating is the shocking data of 35% women that have endured abuse and borne lasting scars. On Newsline tonight, we share a heartbreaking story of Fumilayo in the FCT, whose precious life was tragically lost to gender-based violence. And Serafina Okon Umekwe reports.
A life once robust and brimming, now reduced to mere words on paper. The story of Oluwafumilayo Mary Ann Oluwawemimo is likened to a situation where a shining light is forcefully put off by those who see it as a distraction. Otherwise, how else would one describe the deliberate attempts to reignite the light at this candlelight procession by those she has left behind? Even her 3-year-old son, Awesome Judah Oluwawemimo, clearly oblivious to the permanent loss he suffered, joins in her memorial procession and is only likely to have faint memories of this day later in life. Fumi, as she was fondly called, was a loving mother and a dedicated investigative officer with the Public Complaints Commission in Abuja. She is said to have met her tragic and untimely end in a brutal home attack which occurred May 18, 2024. The details of that attack remain sketchy though. Reports confirm Fumi was pronounced dead on arrival by doctors at the Federal Medical Center, Jabi, where she was rushed to in the immediate aftermath of the incident.
There are red flags before you marry, and even when you marry, there are still red flags. You can't say for your children you want to stay in an abusive marriage.
Before her death, Damilola beat her. And I got to know, I confirmed from my daughter, she gave me a vivid description. A week and a half before her death, Damilola called me, threatening me that whatever he was going to do to my daughter, that I wouldn't like him again in this life.
Ever since I've married my wife, I've not raised my hands. There has not been any domestic or any abuse. Why will I beat? If you see her, if mosquito bites my wife, you will know, you see it in her body.
A summary of a pathologist's autopsy report highlighted the gruesome extent of her injuries, citing a plethora of alarming findings. According to the report, each of the findings paints a gruesome picture of the alleged suspect's crime, a complex web of physical battery. The husband of late Fumilayo, Damilola Oluwawemimo, Oluwasamilola, is being fingered for her death by relatives and friends of the deceased, who say the couple had been engaged in a prolonged dispute over Daniel's incessant infidelity.
Today is Fumi. Tomorrow it may be somebody, you, seated there. So many people are living in toxic and violent marriages. The society will talk about you, the society will blame you, but you have your life to live.
This particular case, they released the suspect without informing the family of the late Fumilayo, released items like phone, Fumilayo's phone, and that of the suspect to the suspect while investigations were ongoing, while autopsy reports were still being awaited.
The law also that should be on the side of Nigerian women is leaving them behind. Now we are being threatened. The family is being threatened that unless you withdraw the case from the boy, they are not going to move forward with the burial.
So that allegation of closing the case, I doubt if they were at the point of settlement. Case cannot be closed like that.
With the spate of gender-based violence in the country, a coalition of women groups in Abuja is appealing to the Inspector General of Police to reopen investigations into the matter, seeking justice for Fumi and an end to the silence and stereotypes surrounding abuse.
All right, I should say that Newsline tonight, it's not all about heartbreaking stories. We're moving on now to some good news or good stories, brighter stories. Now, aging isn't about losing youth. It's about embracing a new chapter of life with vigor and grace. Now, the real challenge, however, is mastering the art of growing old gracefully. And as Abraham Lincoln famously said, and I quote, "It's not in the years in your life that count, but the life in your years," unquote. Now, this sentiment truly shines through in the story of Mojisola Dewumi Williams. Recently, Mojisola, a former assistant superintendent of the Nigerian Immigration Services, rolled out the drums to celebrate her 60th birthday in grand style. Now, looking as vibrant and energetic as ever, she marked this special milestone with a celebration that reflected her youthful spirit and energy. And our correspondent, Diana Ajali, was there to capture the joy and gives us a glimpse into the heart of Mojisola's Diamond Jubilee.
Flanked by family, friends and well-wishers from far and near, the celebrant, Mojisola Dewumi Williams, stepped out in style. Count your blessings, name them one by one, is the biblical quote inspiring this celebration because for Moji, as she is fondly called. The past 60 years has been filled with God's grace and favor, and words are not enough to show appreciation for the gift of life and that of her family.
I feel blessed and grateful to God. I live a stress-free life, and thanks to a happy home.
With the atmosphere visibly depicting love, the chairman, Nigerian Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, expressed her warmest birthday wishes to her dear sister in songs.
May you stay, muchos, may you stay forever young. Sing with me, everybody.
It was a memorable moment for her darling husband, Dewumi Williams, to reflect on the endless love that keeps waxing stronger ever since they were exchanged marital vows.
She's the matriarch of our family. She's my best friend, my confidant, my source of inspiration. When things get tough, I can always come home. I can rely on her support. She puts me back together, and I go back out to make things happen. I'm truly blessed.
The birthday wish is for her to continue in excellence.
She's a wonderful, caring, kind, loving mommy, the best one anyone can hope for. Mommy, if you're seeing this, I love you, and I wish you a very happy 60th birthday.
There were words of wishes and prayers from guests who came to identify with the celebrants.
I pray she remains like that all her life, giving joy. I wish you many, many more of such a beautiful, happy day.
May God grant you everything wonderful that your heart desires. Happy birthday.
There was no dull moment as the live band add more spice to the celebration. Born to the family of Alhaji and Alhaja Sadiat Erogbogbo, Mojisola Williams joined the Nigeria Immigration Service in 1987, where she rose to the rank of Assistant Superintendent of Immigration. She retired in 2001 and has since ventured into catering services, gaining international recognition as the first to establish an authentic African cuisine in Dallas, United States. Upon her return to Nigeria in 2019, Mojisola has maintained an influential space in the business world. She is blessed with amazing children and husband.
All right, a very good place to take a commercial break. Please don't go away. You're watching Newsline. Indeed, I am the real Nigerian. So the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has recorded some milestones in its efforts to deliver on the mandate given to him by Nigerians. Now, various policies and interventions have been designed and are being implemented to improve the lives of Nigerians in different sectors. Do stay with the NTA for an assessment of the strides of the administration in line with its renewed hope agenda on a new program, Executive Recap, on the network service coming up tonight at 10:30 and every Sunday. Of course, that's 10:30 tonight and every Sunday. So all's well that ends well, and I do hope tonight's stories have touched your heart and perhaps even taught you something new. Let me say a big thank you to our incredible Newsline correspondents across the country who tirelessly bring us stories with dedication and passion. And of course, special appreciation to the amazing crew behind the camera. And until next week, Sunday, when we come your way again, please don't go away yet. Don't forget, Executive Recap is on right now. I am Claire Adelabu Abdurrazak. Good night.